Well, let's now speak to Michael Bossaque, Senior Fellow at the Atlantic Council. Michael, of course, this is such a critical time for Canada. Sunday should have been the last day of electioneering on the part of Mark Carney and Pierre Poilievre, and yet this was to take place.
Yeah, today, you're right, was the last day of campaigning. It was a day when you would expect, actually, the candidates to be tearing apart at each other because the polls show them very, very close, Mark Carney and Pierre Poilievre. But instead, it was a day of unity, of course, with all of the leaders taking time out, cancelling some campaign events to express their sorrow for what happened. Sadly, unfortunately, like in many other parts of the world, especially Europe, this is becoming all too common an event. In the past few years here in Canada, there have been about 15 deaths and 21 injuries attributed to 3 or 4 similar car ramming events. So obviously this will trickle into people's minds, I think, tomorrow when they're at the ballot box, whether, for example, to support a law and order candidate, which would probably be Mr. Poilievre, or whether to support someone who's is more on the kind of social help side, wants to offer support to people with mental illness, and that would probably be Mr. Carney of the Liberals.
And do you think, I just wonder how much this will play into the outcome of the election?
Well, a factor here, a very interesting one, and I think it speaks to the enthusiasm of voters, is that we've had record numbers of people in advance voting. So this may not affect everybody, but record turnouts are expected tomorrow. And of course, previous to this event, the big issue, of course, was Mr. Trump, his terror blitzes, his stated desire to make Canada the 51st state, calling the former Prime Minister governor. As happens with Mr. Trump and his short attention span, he's moved on to other things right now. So it's hard to say whether this will be top of mind, but I think it will definitely be there.
And when it comes to countering Donald Trump and his ambitions as far as Canada is concerned, who do you think voters believe is best for that job?
I think in the polls point to Mr. Carney on that one. Mr. Poilievre is suffering from the fact he's regarded too closely associated with Mr. Trump and his values. For example, he wants to cut way back on immigration. He wants to defund the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation, our version of the BBC. So draconian things like that. But I think what might hurt Mr. Carney, Sally, is that he's never held public office, so he's somewhat untested. He's seen as a central bank governor / member of the Davos elite, so kind of a fat cat. And I just, before coming on here, which is why I may look tired, I watched the 2 debates that were taped about 10 days ago, and charisma just isn't there. I noted down here in front of me that he has the charisma, Mr. Carney, of an icicle in the dead of a Canadian winter. So we'll see how that plays out at a time when charisma is important.
It does have an impact on how people perceive people. Michael, thank you so much for your thoughts, as always. Thank you, Michael Bossaque there from the Atlantic Council.